Third time's the charm, they say. Who the heck knows? I'm kind of running out of opinions. Anyway, thanks for clicking on this non-original series. If you haven't watched the past two, then I suggest you do. After this one. Since I had more opinions to share and a suggestion off of one of my other videos, I decided to make a part 3. I don't know how regularly I'll be uploading because school has started and everyone knows how that is. Ending this introduction, I'm pretty sure that you know all the disclaimers and all of that poop, like this is just an opinion and don't take this seriously and whatnot. So with further ado, let's get onto this lame but video.
I wanna hit myself.
To start this video off, I'm going to start it off with a diss. It's just so we can get onto the more positive things and you'd leave this video feeling happy. First of all, I'm not sure if this is an extreme diss, but more of music/style preference. Red Velvet isn't my favorite group, obviously because I love BTS, but that's not what we are talking about. I'm sure they're nice women, but their concepts and music just aren't my taste. The only song that I cared for was Bad Boy. The other ones are indeed catchy, but I wouldn't call them my type of music. I thought their concepts such as Rookie and Dum Dum were very unique, which is okay, but not my taste. The same thing with Red Flavor, although it's very iconic and catchy. To put it bluntly, I don't particularly care for Red Velvet's music. I'm in no way saying it's bad, but it isn't really my thing.
I wanna hit myself.
You know what I said in my first unpopular opinions video. This may just be me, but I don't care for Wooseok's voice. No hate to Wooseok, because I'm sure he's a great guy, but it just doesn't sound pleasant or satisfying to me. It's just kind of rough. There's nothing wrong with it, and I'm sure that other people like it, but it's just not my cup of tea. Yeah, I take that back, or at least some of it. I'm not a Pentagon fan, which means that I don't know much about them, but I recently listened to Shalala. I know, I'm behind. Wooseok's voice was Seisodic Wapik Kidka. For me, I think his voice suits this type of music better. I'm not sure why, but it just sounds better to me. No one's voice will 100% go with every genre. So my last conclusion is that I take back what I said at first. Wooseok's voice is Geokna.
I wanna hit myself.
Since X1's debuting soon, or they already are depending on when I upload this, or when you're watching, I decided to mention a certain member who was ranked first. Yes folks, you've guessed it, and it was in the title, Kim Yohan. Yohan is an talented individual. For crying out loud, he only had 3 months of training, and he ranked number 1. He was originally only supposed to be a vocalist, but also ended up assuming the rap position. Yohan did definitely deserve to debut. But if I'm being honest, I prefer his rap better than his vocals. I do love his voice, but for me, his rap stands out more and has more power. That's why I was kind of disappointed when he chose the vocal position during the evaluation. But either way, he's a very talented person all way round, and I hope he raps just as much as he sings.
I'm the boss of the world, don't let the easy how I'm not to feel like I gotta catch you down and find the door, bitch. 좀 나갈 거야, 이건 direct side.
I wanna hit myself.
I'm almost 100% sure that every K-pop stan has experienced this. Not being able to tell members apart at first. That's for yourself, but when other people do, they may word their words in a slightly rude way. Some people get offensive, me, and think that they're being racist, but I had to stop and think about it. Those people are usually not doing it on purpose, but just because the members have a similar hairstyle and are styled to match each other. I thought about it and switched the races. I sometimes can't tell Western members in a group apart. Granted, it's typically a lot more easier considering 1. People in the West are used to it, and 2. In America, there are a lot of different ethnicities. I originally wasn't going to talk about this particular thing in this section, but thought of it and ended up going with the flow. The original thing I had planned was about not being able to tell certain members apart. For example, when I first started standing BTS, the last members I could tell apart were Jungkook and Jin, which to me makes no sense now. It's kind of interesting to see how other people perceive the idols. Like which ones look similar to them, who's the most handsome, and so on and so forth.
I want to hit myself.
This has been a while ago, but I have a few things to say about WayV. I saw a few posts or videos of both saying that people were disappointed when they just debuted with a Chinese version of Regular. Yeah, it'd be cool to see an original song off the bat, but I also think this is cool too. For one, to see the original NCT members do it. Another reason kind of goes along with the first, which is to see how the WayV members sing it compared to the original. Not to mention the Let Out video that went along with it. Another thing I wanted to mention was people not acknowledging WayV as a part of NCT. As for me myself, I don't really know what's going on. Some people separate them, and some people argue about that. I think that they are a branch of NCT, obviously. They literally have 4 NCT members and just added 3 more Chinese members. So I don't really know for sure. Think what you think and believe what you want to believe.
I want to hit myself.
I know there's this whole speculation about the rankings and voting, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm still going to talk about the show, but not about it being fake. First of all, the rankings. Kim Min-gyu for example was ranked first in the first episode. It kind of puzzled me because he didn't really stand out to me. It's the same with a lot of the trainees who were in the higher ranks. I don't know if I feel that way because the camera didn't focus on those particular trainees that much, or if I was missing something. I don't really know. It just confused me when a trainee that I didn't even really remember was in the top 5. But later, I got to know them more and more as time went by. I was so surprised when Yuvin and Jin Hyuk didn't make it. On the other hand, I was surprised when Minhee and Junho got it. They're the opposite of bad, but they just didn't catch my eye. It just made me depressed when Woo Si-yeok and Jin Hyuk were crying together. Did you notice that a lot of the debuting members were in the powerhouse groups? A lot of them were together. For example, Boss and You Got It was packed full of them. Again, poor Yoon Si-yeon. Also, the popular ones, are the ones who actually got screen time, debuted or at least made it until the last episode. This isn't the only show, obviously. Produce X 101 was the first survival show that I actually completed all the way through. Abruptly ending the topic of Produce X 101. I'm still mad that Jae Chung from under 19 got eliminated the first round. To me, he stood out so much more than some of the other contestants, no offense. It may be because he's a foreigner, but also, his vocal and dancing ability is amazing.
Dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. 기도 너머로 꿈의 그 길은 여기 펼쳐진 꽃길이 되고, 'cause it's never too late to love. We going high, let's go, let's go.
I didn't watch the whole show, so I don't really know how the later evaluations went. But I saw that Siren and Lee Yechen didn't make it, and I got kind of sad. They were so close. Once again, they probably stuck out to me because they were young and was representing my squad, but they were also very talented. Especially considering their age. It may have been for the better because they are so young. It was probably pressuring enough for not just them, but all of the trainees, since they were / are so young. Not to mention that Siren is also a foreigner.
Yes, 난 나이 먹지 않고 두루 뺏겨내 내 말이 설득력 있다면 make some noise.
Shouts to all my lost boys, we rowdy. Shouts to all my lost boys. Shouts to all my lost boys. Shouts to all my lost boys. Shouts to all my lost boys, we rowdy.
During the evaluations with the original songs, I feel like it was unfair. It's not the trainees' faults, because they didn't get to compose their own songs. And each song is so different, and they each have their different styles and element. It's kind of hard to compare. Like the famous saying, or whatever you call it, comparing apples to oranges. They're both fruits, but there aren't really that many similarities. Pretty Girl is a lot different than Move. Like seriously. I was just kind of sad with the rap team on Under 19, because their song wasn't as well liked as the performance or vocal team. While the subject of unfairness is brought up, can I just say how the debut song versus the most recent song is pretty unfair? Yeah, the old ones are still bops, but usually, as the group matures and grows stronger, so does their music. So I felt like for the most part it wasn't fair. But there were exceptions. Such as how No More Dream won over Blood, Sweat and Tears. That kind of brings me to another opinion about these two shows. I'm going to outright say them, and then come back and elaborate. 1. Go Tomorrow should have won over We Are Young. 2. Twitch should have won over all the other vocal performances. 3. Believer should have won over all the dance performances. And 4. Move should have won over You Got It. For me, I preferred the power vocals in Twit a lot more. The style was unique compared to the other style of the other songs. I felt like the trainees got to show off their voices a lot more in Twit. And OMG, P-Up is so underrated like all the other trainees that didn't get any screen time. 3. They made it seem like in previews that Believer was going to win. It was so powerful and amazing. It's just like Twit for me. I like the power and satisfying choreography. 4. You Got It was definitely very good and the trainees executed it wonderfully, but I like Move better. I think part of the reason You Got It won was because of the trainees who were in it. I mean, those trainees are very talented too, but I'm not going to lie. That had to have aided the votes. That's the cold, hard truth. The thing is, if you think about it, those trainees are probably so talented, yet we didn't get to see their full potential because of a lack of lines, screen time, or both. It just makes me sad. This is kind of off topic, but Sirenes Slash was known for looking like J-Hope and has been called a mini J-Hope thanks to his TikToks. And speaking of the sun, I flipped out when he went on the show. I literally had just started watching Under 19 when on BTS calendar, they had him down as appearing. Jafna KO off. I don't know how many times I watched those clips. And to think that J-Hope was so humble and gave them good advice. I love him.
I want to hit myself.
This idea is kind of funny slash stupid slash weird, or whatever you want to call it. I was just listening to a K-pop compilation and the Zello song came on. In Korea, they don't have a Z sound, so it's replaced with a J sound. Do Koreans pronounce Zello like Jello?
I want to hit myself.
I decided to end this video with a shout out. It's my first one happy. The request was, I hope you will talk about idols rappers in the next time. I like your thoughts in that video. My last video. Everyone says that their group have the best rap line and call them kings. They feel like others aren't in the same level group. Thank you Utopia World. So if I'm understanding this right, sorry if I'm not, I'm going to tell you my opinion. My opinion is that there are different levels of rapping within the K-pop community. For example, Suga and RM were underground rappers which gave them an extra edge. BTS was going to be a hip-hop centered group originally, which made BTS have such a great rap line. It also depends on the concept of the group and the entertainment company they're from. For example, IG is known for having good rappers. But that doesn't mean only they have good rappers. It just depends on the artists and company, and who and what they decide to focus on. EXO is the total opposite of those rap groups. They were meant to be a vocal group, which is why they have such strong vocals. So overall, there really isn't a best rapper in K-pop, just like how there isn't a king of K-pop and such. Each artist has their own sound and style, because each human is different, and has different qualities. I hope I answered you right.
I want to hit myself.
I know this one was kind of long, but I hope you enjoyed. I blame those dance survival shows lololol. But seriously, I did have a lot to say about them. Anyway, once again, I do hope you liked it. Feel free to comment your opinions. Who knows when I'll be able to upload again, so see you guys later. And don't forget to gently squish your dog.
I want to hit myself.